I am very happy today. I feel really good. I feel right. And I want you all to know that I couldn't see it before in its totality, but now I see my court case in its totality. I see that this case is faker than Bubba the Love Sponge versus MJ. It is more masonically rigged than Bubba versus MJ, and it is exactly like Ald Kendall the cyborg said. That judge is lucky I showed up for her fake trial, because that judge is lucky that I participated in this fake trial. And for what I don't know for sure, but for whatever reason, oh, actually, I know the reason. The reason why they want to keep continuing this court case is because they want to satisfy the lower degrees that are looking at me in the CIA and the FBI. The judge is obviously a high-degree jinn. Lisa Campbell's a high-degree jinn, especially with all that steam rising off of her. And she talks like the Queen of England, you know, all robotic and corporate and cold. So you really have to understand that the totality of the rigging of this. And the day after I got arrested, I spoke to Ald Kendall, who told me that you will be ready at he said, you will be ready, as will they. And now I know what he meant, because I was ready, because the timing of that Taj Creek Bay mock court video, which barely any of you watched, I can tell barely any of you watched that because you're still saying really stupid shit. So many of you are really ignorant because you just flat out won't watch that fucking video. That video is a can't miss video. That video, okay, missing that video is like missing the old Cyrus King videos. If you miss those old Cyrus King videos and miss the Taj Creek Bay videos, you're not going to have it. It will elude you. And matter of fact, if you watch JSX's, JSX put out videos on February 17th, and he specifically talked about what I talked about recently, about how they're going to switch the Boaz computer from flesh and bone to a liquid plasma. He specifically mentioned that. That means that JSX is watching this channel. He knows what's going on. He's talking to me on the astral. And he is just another, you know, he says, oh, I can't talk about such and such because Lydia, rogue source spirit, will attack me. Well, gee whiz, Jay, I talk about a whole bunch of Masonic secrets on YouTube, and no rogue source spirit spaghetti monster attacks me, does it? Oh, that's because you're the Red Cross, aren't you? And I'm the Omni Lord go-to. You see the difference, people? You see the difference? I really hope you can see the difference between, because he's source, which is a ruse. He's source energy, which is ruse energy, and I'm Omni Lord go-to, and if you fuck with an Omni Lord, you wind up like fried chicken. Now, back to the trial. See, a lot of you guys like Tonaysdale, I know it's a Mexican name, so it's pronounced like Tonaysdale. See, the thing is, you don't understand. I'm fooling you. You are a rube. You are a rube, sir. I mean that with all due respect, you are a rube. You're getting all hot and bothered that Tonisdale is getting all hot and bothered that I'm going to court and doing the sovereign argument. You see, he likes me, so he doesn't want me to get in trouble, but he doesn't understand the totality of this situation. I keep saying it, people. Look, I said it in the last video. If you add up the timeline, I'm getting extracted by the end of summer. The next step is the 3:30 court date, which will get postponed because they'll have me do the mental exam, which will, postpone it again. So it just keeps getting postponed till extraction. The reason why they can't let me off all the way is because people at the CIA and the FBI are going to be that would create, okay, if they let me off, that would create an instant Anunnaki insurrection, and they would start having to attack each other in broad daylight if they let me off. So the judge has to pretend that she's human, and she has to pretend that she's satisfying the FBI. And let me tell you something, and this is not bullshit. What I'm about to say is not bullshit. I looked at that judge, Lisa Campbell, square in the eyes, and I know she likes me. I know she likes me. If she didn't like me, I'd be in fucking contempt of court right now. I know she likes me. I could see it in her eyes. And she was kind of cute too. She was pretty. I mean, I like her because she's all smart and female and not a dog, as most women are. And a lot of you, see, the funny thing about this trial is that a lot of you are getting real worked up because a lot of you are on my side. And like I said, you have to understand this trial is faker than Bubba versus MJ. If you don't know what Bubba versus MJ is, they are these two shock jocks in Florida who started suing each other and create publicity. Remember, people, this is a publicity stunt orchestrated by my higher self. And this is orchestrated by the 33 and 13 angels. Remember, the day I got arrested, I saw 33 and 13 everywhere, which means my angels are coming down and possessing me through my crown chakra and getting me to do all this. I didn't I didn't do anything. The angels that are halfway possessing me through my crown chakra did. You really have to understand that this is all a publicity stunt. This is all just to satisfy the computer and satisfy the FBI and CIA that are tracking me. You have to understand, it's all fake. It's a fake fucking trial. They're lucky I fucking showed up to it. I said in the last video, I was in Army basic training. I can always tell when someone's legitimately mad at me versus when it's just an act. And the Asian prosecutor, the Asian defense attorney started chewing me out. And he's the public defender. It's all an act, people. A lot of you are getting so worked up over nothing. What part of I've seen my future don't you understand? What part of I see the timeline so clearly do you not understand? And a lot of you can't see it. It's right in front of your eyes. And yeah, Mike Killuminati, I'm actually kind of disappointed that you can't see it. This is all a joke and everyone's in on it. And a lot of you guys are getting... I had to make a third video about this because a lot of you guys are getting really bent out of shape over nothing. A lot of you need to calm the fuck down. And I'll say it again. I fully understand the scope and totality of the fakeness of this trial. What are the odds that Taj Treek Bay mock court video came out at exactly the time I needed it to? It was uploaded by a YouTuber named Tahuti Black 2, and it was uploaded on January 15th, which is the day I sent in the writ of discovery, which, see, I understand the writ of discovery, and I understood that before I saw a Tashreeq Bey mock court video, but I didn't understand the fact that you don't want the trial part to go past status or jurisdiction, which is why you always enter yourself in propria persona. And I had someone say something really stupid, which was Dr. Quantum. Actually, it wasn't stupid, it was just ignorant, because he just doesn't know any better. He said, "Oh, Jordan, you need to be a secured party creditor." No, 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 that's a trick of the lower degrees. Tashreeq Bey has already spoken of this. The secured party creditor thing is where you claim a benefit from your straw man. See, you can't say you're not your straw man and then go back and claim a benefit from it. You can't do that. It's a trick for the lower degrees. See, what the more does, the more request. I don't know how to do this, but this is what happens. The more request the physical gold and cash from the Department of Treasury that they were holding from the Department of Treasury making money off their birth certificate, and the Moors are entitled to gold. And Brother Cujo from the Cannonland Moors has done this, and I've spoken to him, and I asked him how to do it, and he says buy the tax book from rvbaypublications.com. And I don't really have time to do that, and it's not that I don't have time to do that. I'm not programmed to do that. I'm programmed just enough to know how to get myself out of trouble, as far as saying, you know, things like I don't understand the charges, not because I'm mentally incompetent, but because I don't understand the jurisdiction. See, I know how to deal with that kind of stuff. I know how to deal with personam jurisdiction, and so you guys, but that doesn't even matter. You have to understand this is all fake. And say if I did get a lawyer, right? The lawyer would just do a pre-trial intervention where it would be, the whole thing would be, a pre-trial intervention would take a long time to complete, because it's a program where you do so many hours of community service and get the charge knocked down to nothing, to a nolle prosequi. So you have to understand this is all fake. And even the prosecutor was a guy that kind of, his voice sounds exactly like James Rink, and you could tell that he wasn't used to beef, that he wasn't used to fakeness, and you could tell that he wasn't comfortable with it. I could psychically tell the prosecutor was just a little boy like James Rink who wasn't used to faking a trial. I could tell psychically that he didn't feel right about it. That guy will probably just quit tomorrow because he doesn't like being a part of faked, rigged Mason trials, because he looked like a guy who had a spine and a soul. And but it doesn't matter, people, because it's a fake fucking trial. Even the Gen Rogue, the woman that stole my penis, said that Big Mama, referring to the judge, knows best. What she's really saying is that the judge knows to keep continuing it and continuing it and continuing it until extraction happens. And like I said, the timeline fits perfectly with Tribune Riddlemeyer saying he would see me in summer, plus my unemployment runs out in late May, plus by the time I get the mental exam and go back to court, it's already May. So what part of this do you guys not understand? Because some of you are getting so bent out of shape over fucking nothing. It's like Fred said, it's the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Washington Capitals. The judge knows that she's supposed to lose, or in this case, continue until extraction happens, because I'm too hot to handle and too cold to hold. The judge has a responsibility to the FBI to prosecute me, but she's just gonna keep on continuing the shit until extraction happens. You guys need to fucking stop being rubes and realize it's a fake fucking trial. That's why I said yesterday that I've seen all these Moors go to court and the judge actually heard them talk. The judge yesterday at the arraignment did not give me any room to talk. She stifled me and ignored me as much as possible. And let me make something abundantly clear to all of you. What the judge did yesterday was so illegal, you could tell she didn't feel comfortable doing it because she knows that I'm not going to actually sue her. She knows that I'm not actually going to file a complaint with the bar because she knows that if anyone above her, if the judge had any of her superiors witness on videotape what she did yesterday, she would be fired and crucified for that because she blatantly ignored the Constitution, Title 18, which means that you can't have, when I say Title 18, I mean specifically you can't have me surrounded by 5 bailiffs. You can't do that. I didn't have any reason to have 5 bailiffs around me. I was just speaking like a normal human being, and yet I was surrounded by 5 bailiffs. That's a violation of Title 18. That's conspiracy. You have to understand, people. I really need you to understand. Stop being so goddamn stupid. And I'm actually disappointed in a lot of you because a lot of you should have like known a lot better than some. I'm surprised no one pointed it out how fake this trial was, but you guys, your seeing eye is lacking. And this, I'm glad this happened because now we know who the people with seeing eyes are and who the people with seeing eyes are not. I mean, did you really think the Adjustment Bureau was going to let their prized Anunnaki go to prison? Do you really think they're going to let their prized Borg Queen go to prison? Remember, people like Queen Elizabeth don't want to pay off their karma. So what are they going to do? They're going to upload their consciousness to the Borg. And they can't do that without me. So do you think they're going to let their prized possession, their most beloved Gutu, do you think they're really going to let me lose, go to prison, get arrested, die? Do you think that any of that's going to actually happen? And if you want more proof, let me say this, and this is what I'll conclude on. I'm going to say this very slowly. I have more money now as an unemployed man than I ever did while I was working. And do you know why that is? Because I'm not driving all the way out to the airport. This is just a bad vacation. This is nothing but a bad vacation. Even Kimberly Bunch, when I asked her what would happen in this situation I'm currently in, do you know what she said? She said I would be fine, but I wouldn't handle there's certain parts of the situation that I wouldn't handle right, which would be, until I fully realize the scope of this, then but I was like a lot of you that didn't understand the full scope of this, the full scope of the fakeness of the trial, and that got to me on the first. I didn't handle the arrest well. So Kimberly Bunch was 100% right when she said that there's certain things about this I wouldn't handle well, but at the very end I would turn out to be very happy, which is the extraction. So, and she couldn't say that flat out because she knows that she can only say so much. So I hope you understand now.